This sock has been begun with a facing, and it was begun with a crochet provisional cast on, and this is my unravelable end of the cast on, and I have knit the depth of my facing on smaller size needles before I got to the patterned exterior of the sock cuff. So for the last little while I've been folding the facing up inside the sock at the turn line and comparing the level of the two stitches. We're looking to have the top of the stitches on the needle be level with the top of the stitches visible in the facing fabric. So I think we're about there now. So it's time to fuse the layers together. If I slip off my first stitch off the working needle, knitwise, and then roll the facing up inside and prepare my crochet chain to unravel, zip it back until it releases the first Australian cousin stitch, and I can pop my needle into that, get hold of my working yarn and knit those two together. That's the front stitch and one of the Australian cousin stitches. Then I can pop my crochet chain and properly release the stitch I just worked into. So one at a time I can work my way around, tucking the needle tip into the facing stitch and knitting it together with the next stitch on the needle. There are many ways to do facings, and I could have adjusted the number of stitches, but here I chose to keep the same number of stitches and release that stitch. Just going to disentangle my piece of yarn so it'll make it easier to pull out for the next stitch. So by holding the crochet chain under a slight tension, I can actually get my needle into the stitch before it's even released from the chain. Then I can throw the yarn and use the chain to hold on to it and help me complete knitting it before bringing it through the main stitch. And now I can just work my way around the sock, fusing the layers together. And I'm just checking it again to make sure that I'm happy with the level of the top of the sock. And I think that facing is just the right length to join at this point. If you look inside, you can see that on each one of these stitches there are 2 stitches hung from it, showing you that we haven't missed anything. When you get around to the very last stitch, there it is, that needs a partner, it's going to look a bit odd on the inside. So let's just unravel the slip knot, remove it from that last stitch, and you will find that the tail of the yarn where you started goes through that last Australian cousin stitch. So just remove the tail from it, lift it up and pair it together with that last stitch. The stitches that we release are actually half a column out of alignment with the original direction stitches. And there we go, we're all joined. We've got this lovely, cozy, soft faced cuff for our sock.